We got a pretty legendary story today. For those of you who don't know, I live in Texas, if you couldn't tell. And Texas is becoming kind of weird. There are obviously major cities here where it's not really Texas anymore. Austin is a good example. That being said, it depends on where you go, and it depends on if you're in the actual city or if you're on the outskirts. If you go to downtown Austin and you wear a cowboy hat, you're gonna be looked at like you're from outer space. It's really weird, let me tell you. But like any other major city, there are suburban areas and rural areas around that. And one of the best towns, in my opinion, that's kind of near Austin, is a place called Liberty Hill. Great town, great people, great properties, and it's still Texas. Now, here's what I can say living in both suburban areas, kind of near a big city, and then in rural towns. There's pretty much no home invasions in rural towns, at least in Texas. I haven't really heard of them, mainly because it's a pretty well-known thing that if you go and try to get onto somebody's property in a small town in Texas, they're gonna shoot you. They're probably not even gonna give you a chance. They're gonna look at you and say, you have absolutely no reason to try to come up here and get onto my property. But I guess that's changing. The other day, a man in Liberty Hill had to defend his family from a guy with a machete just wandering around on his lawn. Check this out.
In video from Wednesday around 5 p.m., you see a man with a machete and a dog approaching a home in Liberty Hill near Bear Creek. He appears to pass out. This is when homeowner Daryl Stevens was looking at the backyard with a contractor, and they noticed the man.
At that moment, I obviously freaked out. I have 2 young children here in the house and just went into like complete fight or flight mode.
The man gets up, comes up the stairs, pulls on the door.
Start running through the house. I lock every door as fast as possible, run upstairs. Luckily, I had a firearm here. So I grabbed my 9mm, unlocked it, ran down as fast as possible.
The suspect climbed the fence and was on the upper deck.
I came out here with my gun and he was standing right in front of this couch, the back couch with the machete. And that's when I came out like this. Told him he's got to leave or he's going to lose his life, And luckily, after I did that, he dropped the machete.
So let's stop it for a second. What do the gun control people have to say about something like this? What do you have to say? If somebody comes up to your house, jumps your fence, and walks up, tries to wiggle your door open, and then climbs onto your deck, and you don't have a gun, what do? Okay, you got a baseball bat. Is he scared of a baseball bat if he has a machete? Probably not. You're probably on a pretty level playing field there. He's probably got a little bit of the odds just because he's got an edged weapon. But are you scaring him away with, I don't know, a kitchen knife, a pocket knife, a baseball bat, a broom? No, you're not. If he wants to get in your house and do some stupid stuff at that point, he's not going to be scared, especially if he jumped your fence, passed out on the front lawn for a little bit. He's probably on drugs. But people still are calling for gun control. Oh man, you shouldn't have a gun. Bad things happen when you own a gun. No, it's pretty simple. Guns solve several problems. I personally believe there are very few situations where they should be used as intimidation. This is a perfect example of one of them where it legitimately works. If the guy is outmatched and he has to run over to you to slash you, he knows that he's probably dying if he doesn't leave at this point. And guess what happens? He left.
On video, you can see the intruder climbing back down and a gun pointing at him as he walks away.
I just had to protect my family, and that's what I did. And luckily, I didn't have to discharge my firearm.
Stephen's wife had called 911 in the meantime, and deputies arrested 43-year-old Jerry Escamilla. He is charged with criminal trespassing and failure to identify.
It's just not something you expect to happen in Liberty Hill, in the country. We're way out in the country. We're in the very back of this new, nice neighborhood, and you're just like, we moved out here, we moved further out of the city to feel safe.
In Texas, a homeowner has the right to use deadly force to defend themselves under the Stand Your Ground law.
If someone is trying to unlawfully enter and is being forceful, you have a right to use deadly force to protect your home, your car, and your place of employment in those situations. And you don't have to retreat. You have a right to defend yourself.
Stevens and his family still shaken up and plan to up security.
We feel violated. Like as a family, like we feel like our sense of safety and our safe place, which is our house, has been taken from us. And yeah, I almost get a little emotional even saying that. It's not fair.
Now, if this gentleman ends up watching this video, I want to say to him, outstanding job. Obviously, a father has a lot of jobs in a family, but pretty much the top of the list is protecting the family. And he did a fantastic job. Now, a lot of people would have shot this guy as soon as he got onto his deck. And I know some people are saying, oh man, well, he wasn't jumping at him. Dude, you came into the guy's house. There's no excuse for that, especially holding a machete. Now, at the end, they said Texas is a stand your ground state, which means that you don't have to retreat. You can shoot to kill, and that's it. What if you're in Austin? Liberty Hill is only 45 minutes away from Austin. What if you live in Austin and the same thing happens? What if you live in a different state, like California and New York? Yes, Texas is a stand your ground state. A lot of states have that, but does that really matter? I think what matters is when the police come to investigate if you shoot the guy. I think what matters is if they recommend charges to a DA. And then what really matters is the DA woke? Does the DA believe in self-defense, or does he just look at it and say, oh, someone got killed, we better charge the guy? This is one of the exact reasons why I recommend attorneys on retainer to everybody. Attorneys on retainer works very simply. If you have to use your gun in a self-defense situation, they cover everything from the moment it happens all the way until the case is resolved. That means your bail hearing, bail coverage, any deals up and until the trial. If there's no deal, everything at the trial, expert witnesses. And then here's the big thing. If you lose or you have to take a deal, they're not asking for their money back like some of these other insurance companies can. They also have an amazing track record. They aren't leaving people high and dry like some of these other companies have. So we're giving you $50 off your individual sign up. If you don't have something like this and you are in a self-defense situation and you're charged, it's easy $50,000 all the way up to 500 grand out of your pocket just to defend yourself through the court process. So go join AOR, link and code below the video, protect your freedom.